not serious.
Why not?
Because she's only been here 5 minutes.
Asking to be made a partner means she's committed to the practice.
She's committed to offending every other member of staff.
Maybe you all need to be less sensitive.
Oh, Mac.
You want a word?
Elizabeth may be a bit abrupt. Doesn't make her a bad GP.
I'm not suggesting she's a bad GP, Mac. It's just too early to consider making her a partner.
Yeah, way too early.
I can't believe she's even suggested it to you.
You'd think she was running the place.
And I've got a very bad feeling about her fitting in here.
No, you just don't like her.
We don't know anything about her, Mac.
Well, why don't we try and learn something about her?
Oh, all right. I'll organise an evening of 10-pin bowling.
Oh, if you're not going to take this seriously...
I am taking this very seriously. I just happen to agree with Julia.
Oh, great.
I'm sorry.
You haven't promised her anything, have you?
I said we'd talk about it.
Right. Well, we've talked about it, and it's way too early to make any decisions.
Just have to stall her.
You mean put her in her place?
Well, she does seem to be walking all over you.
What?
I've got to get on. Just please don't go making any executive decisions without talking to me first. Hi, babe. Morning, Greg. Morning.
Oh, you're in. My name isn't up on the door yet. Can we see to it?
Not sure Attila the Hun will fit on the sign.
Nice to know that Elizabeth's been welcomed with such open arms. From now on, we all make a real effort to help her fit in. Understood? Fantastic.
Is that from the Primary Care Trust?
Health check programme.
Hmm.
Wonder why they singled out Leatherbridge.
You know, if we sign up for this scheme, Will could be in line for some extra funding.
Sounds like a lot of work the doctors will need convincing.
That's why our presentation has got to be very slick. And you and I are going to watch this after morning surgery.
Right.
Della, you're annoying me now. You do want me to get this job, don't you? Della, you better open this door now or I swear I'm going to break it down. How could you be so selfish?
You've certainly got a temperature. Best thing you can do is stay in bed. You will feel better tomorrow, I promise. Make sure she gets plenty of fluids.
Yes.
I hope we haven't got an epidemic on our hands.
Well, 3 cases. I don't think we need to go that far. Viral stomach upsets. They're all too easily passed on within the confines of a place like this. And it's caused a nasty outbreak of vomiting, diarrhea.
Spare me the details.
Well, I have done all I can. There's no real treatment available, and the symptoms, they don't often last more than about 48 hours.
Are things like this generally passed on by poor hygiene?
Well, actually, outbreaks like this are rarely down to a badly managed environment. It might be wise to take extra care handling food and keep reminding the kids to wash their hands after they've been.
Yes.
Well, viruses, they're remarkably resilient. We just have to let it take its course.
Yes, but people are inclined to panic when they hear about a contagious illness. We don't want to tarnish the reputation of the home.
No, but as long as things stay as they are, I really don't think it's a public health issue.
Excellent.
I am going to have to keep an eye on things, though.
Of course. I certainly wasn't suggesting you compromise your position. I saw you at the club on Saturday. We must play a round or two sometime.
Yeah.
Come in.
Mark, thanks for the coffee.
Oh, thanks for coming out. Most people would give us a wide berth.
Perils of being a doctor. Well, I reckon the worst is over, but don't hesitate to call if things escalate, yeah? How are you feeling?
Oh, me? I'm fine. Mind you, I get to leave here in the evenings.
Can you call a staff meeting and I'll put them in the picture?
Won't be much of a turnout. We've got Maddie and Sam off sick.
Well, do the best you can. And remind them to put a lid on it. Any children not in school today are confined to their rooms. What's this?
Oh, get well cards for the sick children. Thought they might need cheering up.
Is it any wonder we're over budget? I'm off on my rounds. I'll hand these out personally.
I could audition first thing tomorrow morning. Really? Yeah. These things happen. Happy now. National tour, big theatres, £500 a week, and you've just blown it for me. It's always about you, isn't it, Della? I scrimp and save and work my backside off to pay for dance classes, and just when I get a big break, my sister goes and cuts her wrists again. I'm sorry. When are you going to stop doing this? I'm taking you to see the doctor.
No.
And this time you're not talking me out of it.
Please don't make me go, Tracy.
This was my chance.
I don't want people to know.
I can't deal with this anymore.
I'm not asking you to deal with it.
Look at you. How can I pretend like this didn't happen? Oh, we should have faced up to this years ago.
Thought you were supposed to be in the office?
I'm rounding up the staff for the meeting.
Yeah, then you better get on with it. You're looking rather peaky, Mark. I hope you're not going down with the bug.
Della,
I'm not going in.
please, we decided.
You decided.
Because I want you to stop hurting yourself.
Why don't you just tell everybody?
Don't get yourself worked up.
I fell down before, but I'm okay now.
Or maybe they can give you some pills or something. Stop you feeling depressed. Well, if you don't want to get any help, then clearly you don't want to get yourself better.
I do.
Will you talk to me about it? Will you make me understand? Then talk to Dr. Maguire.
He'll send me to see a shrink.
He won't. I won't let him.
You think he's going to patch me up and send me home? He'll ask me questions.
It's questions that need answering.
You'll say I'm an head case. Is that what you think? That I'm an head case?
Of course I don't. Dr. Maguire won't think that either. We go in there, we sort this out together. You and me. Like always.
I'm ashamed.
You've got nothing to be ashamed about. Please, Della. Do it for me. We want to see Dr. Maguire.
I'm sorry, he's out on home visits at the moment.
Oh, when's he back? It's important.
I really think so. If you wait, I can fit you in with another doctor.
Take a seat. I'll be with you in a minute.
I don't want to see that doctor.
Hello, Della. You looking for me?
Never mind. We need to talk to you.
Well,
Please.
yeah, okay. Go through.
Don't take it personally. Some patients like to see a doctor they can trust.
I wasn't.
Just got back from Lark House. Very nasty virus going round. Not somewhere you want to be at the moment.
I never wanted to be in that place.
I'm sure they miss you too.
I'm feeling better now.
Della, sit down.
I don't want to sit down.
Della!
I want to go.
Not until we've sorted this out. Show the doctor.
No.
Let him see.
No.
Something wrong with your arm, Della?
It's nothing.
Well, why don't you let me take a look, eh?
I don't want you to.
I'll be very careful. Della. Thanks. Just get the bandages off.
She cut herself with a razor.
When did this happen?
This morning.
Well, none of these wounds are deep enough to need stitches.
I told you it was nothing.
You've done this before?
No.
Yes.
Della, there are scars on both your arms.
Always when things are going well for me.
Please, Tracy.
Maybe I could dress it properly?
Every time there's the smallest chance that something good might happen.
Tracy.
Well, ask her why she does it. 'Cause she won't tell me.
You wouldn't understand. No one understands.
Della, I'm here to help.
Well, you're not helping. Neither of you are, so just leave me alone.
Whoa! Hey, calm down.
Let me go.
You're not going anywhere in that state.
I couldn't help it. Tell them I didn't mean for it to happen.
Of course you didn't. Shh, it'll be all right. It's okay. She'll be safe with me. Come on. Here you go. Let's find you a tissue.
I should take her home.
She'll be fine.
She's upset.
She needs space. She will be fine. Sit down. How long has this been going on?
Well, don't start blaming me.
I'm not blaming anyone. I just wish you'd trusted me enough to come and see me earlier.
Well, I forced her to come in today. And now look what it's done.
You did the right thing.
I was angry about her ruining my audition. She's been doing it for years.
And you've no idea why.
Well, there's plenty of reasons. You know her life story. Why don't you pick one?
Self-harm is more common than you might think. People with a low sense of self-esteem often just can't talk about their emotions. Maybe cutting herself is Della's way of feeling something.
All done. No one would ever know they were there. We haven't met. I'm Dr. Croft. Elizabeth.
And why would I talk to you?
If you've got things on your mind, sometimes it can be easier to confide in a stranger.
Tracy brought me here. Got nothing to say.
I'm not going to judge you. I'm here to help.
Not you as well. How many times have I heard that?
Della, you can trust me.
You can't trust anyone.
When you grow up in care, you learn that life's going to kick you in the teeth unless you keep your head up. I've had to fight for everything. As for Della, it's like the fight's gone out of her. No job. She's never had a boyfriend. She hardly goes out.
She's been through a lot.
So have I. I've pulled it together. Life's tough, but I don't slash my wrists. I just get on with it.
You've always been stronger than Della.
Yeah? Well, maybe I'm tired of being the strong one.
If Tracy had landed that job, I'd be on my own again. You ever been abandoned?
Maybe you should consider some counselling.
I don't think so. My dad did a runner when I was 4. And from what I hear, it's a blessing in disguise.
What about your mother?
Dead. When we needed her.
Della, when children feel betrayed by a trusted adult, they often blame themselves. It feelings of anger are directed inwards, and self-harm can be a form of punishment.
Who said I'm hurting myself?
You have got nothing to be ashamed of, honestly.
Smiling won't get you anywhere. If you had been abandoned, then you'd know. Smiling people prey on you. Dirty hands in your hair. One eye on the door.
Cut wrists, cigarette burns, drug overdoses, pulling your hair out.
That's what I feel like doing.
Look, if you're finding it difficult, we could consider some sort of short-term residential care facility.
A loony bin?
Somewhere where she can get better.
No way. We spent our whole childhood in and out of short-term residential care. I left that home on the morning of my 16th birthday. I had to leave my sister behind. No way.
Well, children seem to be bearing up under the circumstances. Will you tell Peter Pritchard I want to see him as soon as he gets back from school?
What for?
He was late for school again this morning.
I'll have a word.
No, I'll deal with it. That boy wants taking in hand. Oh, call my wife, will you? Fix a meeting place for lunch. I can't risk eating here. You feeling all right? Don't want germs spread about the office.
I'm fine.
Well, if you want to go home, you can go.
I said I'm fine.
Did something go on in the children's home that made you start to harm yourself?
It's the way I cope.
Della, did someone there hurt you?
Never told anyone.
Well, now you've told me. We have to take this further.
I can't.
It's a terrifying prospect, I know.
How do you know? It didn't happen to you.
Della, if someone abused you as a child, we have to go to the police.
We promised him. Promised him I'd never talk about it.
I'm sorry. No one is going to force you to do anything. Not anymore.
Then let me go home.
Oh, so you can hide away? Blame yourself for something that was never your fault.
It started after Tracy left. She doesn't know anything about it.
Wouldn't you like to tell her?
I'm sure so. Yes, come in.
Mac. Della has something to tell you.
CID.
Can I speak to DS Daniels, please? Yeah, Dr. McGuire. Thanks.
Pizza Trattoria, table booked for 1 o'clock.
I hope you washed your hands.
Sweet. Hey, we're just bonding.
So I see.
George needed some fresh air, so...
She's on the mend then?
Yeah, she's a lot better.
Good. May I?
Okay.
Ooh. Hello? So how are things between the two of you? Are they any better?
Well, Christmas wasn't exactly festive. George was stuck in here and I was stuck with her mother. She spent hardly any time with the baby.
Well, she's been ill. Give her some time. Anyway, everyone's going to fall in love with this little beauty, aren't they? Oh, think she might have,
Oh, hopeless. Come on, Bracken, let's change you.
Bracken.
Well, you thought of it.
It was a joke.
Well, George likes it, and so does Bracken. I registered her yesterday. Surprise.
You mean you haven't told George?
No, I'm going to pick up the christening band first and having it engraved.
You might have wanted to have waited, mate.
Oh, no time. I'm trying to save my marriage.
I don't think this is necessarily the best way of going about it.
Well, have you got any better ideas?
No, not off the top of my head.
Oh, then.
Well, I guess you know your wife.
Should be made up.
What are you two whispering about?
Nothing. Just baby talk.
It's nearly time for a feed.
You know where the bottle is?
Now, gossip. New doctor, what's she like?
Let's just say she's already made quite an impression.
Oh, I can't wait to meet her.
I'd bide my time if I were you.
Look, I'm just going to change the baby first.
Yeah, go on then.
Unless you want to do it.
I'm talking to Greg.
Actually, I should be going.
No, stay on, he's fine.
Actually, I need some lunch.
I cannot wait to get back to work.
You shouldn't be so hard on him.
Oh, it's driving me mad.
He's just trying to make things better between you.
Well, they can't get much worse.
Fancy a bit of lunchtime reading?
Sorry?
PCT, your pilot scheme. You're holding a staff presentation.
I've got bigger things to worry about than PCT initiatives. Honestly, why these bureaucrats have to interfere instead of letting GPs just get on with their jobs?
It does seem like a lot of extra work.
I'm relying on your support.
Oh, well, that depends on the strength of the presentation.
It's a relief to know there's someone in this surgery with a bit of common sense.
Thanks a lot, Faye.
Oh.
It will mean more work in the short term, but if these potential health risks are addressed early, then you'll have less patients getting ill.
The surgery will be empty and we'll have to close.
Mike, I knew I was going to have to persuade you, but I really hadn't bargained on outright hostility.
Julia, I am really sorry, but I've had a very tough morning, and the last thing I want to think about is a primary care trust health initiative.
Mac, is it possible I could see you for a minute?
Yes, of course.
Now, in private.
Right.
Oh, no, 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 you just stay right where you are. I'll leave you both to it.
These allegations,
Yes.
they're very disturbing.
Yes.
We mustn't fail that girl now she's been so courageous. We have an obligation to report this.
I'm aware of
The
that.
police must be informed as soon as possible.
It's all been taken care
Della
of.
could easily change her mind.
I have arranged for Della to give a statement to DS Daniels tomorrow morning at 8:30.
Good.
And you will have to come down to the station before surgery.
Me? Why?
Well, they'll want to interview us too.
Of course they will. Fine, I'll see you in the morning.
I've been visiting that home for years. If there'd been any abuse going on, I would have noticed something.
You're not suggesting Della made it up?
That's not what I said.
Sometimes a fresh pair of eyes can see things others have missed. You mustn't feel guilty.
Why would I feel guilty?
We need to work together on this, pull together as a team.
I'm glad I can rely on your support.
Any more thoughts about the partnership?
Well, Julie and I talked. We both agreed that it's too soon to make a decision.
Meaning I have to prove myself.
A practice needs to be like a family. The partners need to get on. So let's just wait and see how the team gels. Hmm?
And the second part of this Doctor's story is here on BBC1 at the same time tomorrow, 2:05. Next this afternoon, Jessica's on a trip to Ireland, and BBC 2's furious drama reaches an exciting finale. Feature-length Rome tonight at 9.